Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. So I'm going to start with prepping today, and I'm going to tell you guys a story. Yes, so has to do it from this point of view. You see, sheriff came out, right? I told Chloe I was going to call. The trigger was Chloe was throwing my shoes at the filing cabinet. All right. So I'll tell you the outcome, right? So Chloe was doxing people on my YouTube channel. I deleted those videos. And I tried again. She tried it again. So I deleted it because she was trying to literally basically hold all the upper cards. So the sheriff asked me to come out. I invited the sheriff in, but as the sheriff was at the playground, they called me. Chloe started upstairs screaming and yelling at the sheriff. Literally wouldn't let the sheriff have a word edgewise, literally calling names and, Antifa's going to protect me, yada, 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 something like that. So I came up, Chloe left. He's like, then she decided she wanted to spy on us. And she goes around trying, and the officer said, look, it's cold. Can we go downstairs? He said, yeah. So his partner comes in eventually, right? Chloe comes in, she's like, right, into the room, trying to spy on us. And that's when I went quiet and I said, what do we do? And he's like, my partner will be here, So comes in and he is talking and Chloe's like screaming, yelling, I don't want to be on this shithole island, blah, 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 right now with the manager. Well, that's fine. The thing is Chloe wants to turn it against me, saying I'm the victim. Look what Rita did to me. She called the sheriff because I threw a shoe. That's stupid. Well, how would you feel if you're minding your own business and next thing you know you got a fucking shoe thrown out, right? I mean, literally, Chloe needs to realize, right? You don't just throw a shoe. I mean, the officer said, oh, well, it wasn't just a shoe. Yeah. Well, I said to him hypothetically, what if I took my shoe and threw it in front of you? You ducked, okay? He said, okay. I said, pay attention. Here's the kicker. And it was in your house, and I hit your TV, and your TV shattered. Yeah, it could be a steel-plated boot for all we know. The moral of the story. Moral of the story, he said, the moral of the story is you're completely right. He said, if it's a shoe, when will it get worse? So. Oh, and school is in session, everyone. So, that was the argument. Yeah, that was the argument. That was the argument from you guys, right? So, people sit there and they say, oh, Rita, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? My main reason I'm doing this video today is not about YouTube. It's about prepping. I told the officer this. He didn't know they didn't raise the debt ceiling, but this is my job to tell you guys. But my job is also, quote unquote, to protect people from getting doxxed. Literally, 3 times I tried to do it. Now Chloe's getting drunk. She wants beer. She wants to get drunk. She thinks her life has no meaning because, she's going to be homeless. I mean, literally. I mean, let me tell you how it played out, okay? I'm going to tell you first about prepping. Okay, for all of you, they're giving the big words, catastrophe, complete meltdown, the collapse of the U.S. system as the debt ceiling is not raised. And Republicans are like, oh, well, let it happen, right? Then they get blamed for everything, right? They get blamed for everything. So there you go. But anyway, shall we get to the crux of the story? I know Teldor and Russ love my story. So I'm minding my own business, right, this morning. Chloe screaming and yelling, claiming that Antifa is going to come out here and annihilate the island and other Antifa crap. And she's like, I'm with Antifa, and I'm like, cool, whatever, empty threats, right? But the officer was saying that they should literally think about what Chloe uses the Antifa card, because what if Chloe is with Antifa and they decide they want to protect a former dude as a girl, as a chick, and all of a sudden. So you turn around, right? And you turn around, right? And you have her screaming and yelling, and then you're on dispatch, and she's screaming, yelling, calling you by your birth name, literally. So then you sit there, and then you look at her, right? And you're sitting there with daggers in your eyes, and you sit there. And dispatch is like, I said, can I get someone here as soon as possible? It's getting violent. And they shoot through a shoe, and they're like, we got someone coming. Well, it took like what? Right. Anyways, it's 8:50 in the morning, right? I here down. I'm not. So me, what am I doing? Turning my phone off. Why? Because I don't want to answer it. You see, the advocate can't do anything. Chloe keeps threatening. I even said Chloe's painting a target. Why do you think I'm not even I'm not even talking? Because she targeted her ex-roommate, her ex-roommate's friend, her ex whatever, right? Literally targeting him. I'm literally living where I basically am now standing up, right? And saying, look, you're targeting her. I'm protecting my advocates. But Chloe says, oh, I'm going to go to the manager, right? Go ahead, do it. The manager, on the other hand, right? So then the advocate says, maybe it's time for, um, I said, look, I told the sheriff, I'm protecting my advocate, right? He's like, that's what we're there to get it. I mean, it literally gives me the numbers, right? And you know what? He's not talking. He's not going to talk to her. Because I'll tell you what happened. I've given up hope. I've given up hope. That's the thing. I have someone who used to be a former advocate, right? And we talk. And 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 as a former advocate, right? They they literally are like, literally, it's just a piece of paper, right? He's like, well, that's where we get into it. The thing is I told them I want to be left the fuck alone. Chloe's like, I'm going into the room. And then she's like, can I have a beer? I'm like, yeah, help yourself. I don't care. I'm not drinking them. You see me wanting a beer? No, I'm like, I need to get this video done for you guys. So if she wants to drink all my beer, let her. Why? Because frankly, it's her job, right? She can't sit there and scream and yell out of violence because of it. I mean, Chloe's getting to the point where she's literally a ticking time bomb. literally a ticking time bomb, and people say, "Oh, Rita, you're making them sick." Really? Well, one of the things that I realized, right, when I was sitting around, right, and that Reagan's thing, right, is what Chloe said. She was going on and on and on about Reagan's truth. And I was sitting there thinking, and I finally clicked in, right? Clicked in. Chloe's Reagan's truth. That's why they never messaged again. They're using other people. So I told the officer about it. I showed him screen captures. And he's like, more likely, it's Chloe. Yeah. Chloe is basically using the internet to attack people. But at the same time, what do you do, right? So then he asked me if Chloe broke my phone. No, she left too much crap in the kitchen and fell, right? And he's like, oh my God. So he basically, I fell, tripped, cracked it, right? So, what the hell? The news is going through some stupid things today. I'm always like, So apparently, a guy who portrays Trump is going to uh, so apparently they're going to charge Alex Baldwin for manslaughter. So anyway, so the story goes that I go ahead, right? And Chloe's getting mad. She's threatening Antifa. She's threatening that police touch her, right? So I told the officer, I said, come on downstairs, get warm, right? Chloe's standing there screaming, yelling, right? The officer, and he's like, hey, you go your way, I go my way. I said, can I invite you in? He said, may I come in? He didn't like go and say, oh, we need to raid Rita's place. He's just like, look, Chloe's, and I explained the past, what Chloe was going to do to an African Scottish woman. And he's like writing notes going, Chloe's violent. I said, I'm protecting my advocates. Chloe's threatening him. They're calling him names there, and, the thing is enough's enough. I mean, the mental health system ain't working. Chloe's freaking getting violent. I said her birthday was yesterday or the day before, and she refused steak dinner because of something stupid. And he said to me, what was it to trigger the heat? He said I said, look at her room. He said, I can't. Well, his partner comes out, and he says, oh my God, I'm wearing a mask because I know Rita and Chloe are that. And he's got like this beard. He's looking at me and I said, so dude, what do you think? He said, fire hazards. So Chloe's sitting there screaming and yelling, thinks she's entitled to heat because of fire hazards. Then she's threatening and yelling about everything else, right? And then she's like, I need your phone, right? And the officer, the sheriff says, why don't you have two phones? Well, she lost one when she kept calling people, right? I even said she's threatening former tenants to call CPS. She said she wouldn't do it, would she? Oh, yeah. That's when he's putting two and two together about all the CPS calls coming out here. And he's like, no. I said, oh, yeah, more likely. So he's turning around, right? And literally. So then he says, what can I do for you, to relieve it? I said, I want to be left alone. That's the thing. I got to get work done. I can't stand around just flapping my gums all day when I need to get work done. Right. So he's like, so what's your plan? I said, he's looking at it spreadsheet. He says, your writing's hard. Well, don't ask me to ever write a statement. I made a joke about it. And he's just like, no one can read it. Hey, maybe that's a good thing. He just laughed with me. We made a few jokes, cracked a few, but I said my sense, I said the seriousness. She's basically getting out of hand. I mean, I told him I was a threatened involuntary commitment because I drank too much one night. And Chloe got out of it because Chloe fucking. I said I don't actually ask him if I'm drinking. I said no, I'm having coffee. You want some? He's like, no, that's okay, ma'am. But you have been the kindest host. I'm like, look, I'm not an asshole, but Chloe, she's just like, then you can hear from the other room, like, I'm going to leave. I'm done with Rita, it's like, I've heard this time and time again. You can't control your temper. And the officer, I said, all I want is to be left the fuck alone. I mean, doesn't anyone realize that I need to do my spreadsheets? I mean, let me put it this way: the beautiful Zoe has to do her projects, then I have to do mine. Oh, which reminds me and the guy were shooting the shit about the sheriff, and I were shooting about the. He's like, stock market didn't go down that much. I was like, yesterday it was 600 points. You're shitting me. Oh, he said, what is it today? I said, oh, 200. And he's like, will it rise? It's already dropped 275 points. Looks like it's trying to make its way down again, but currently it started at 33.17, went to 33.191, and it's 33.21 currently, so it's on its way down. Jobless claims yesterday's, and they're worried about the federal thing. So this could take, let me put it this way: in 6 months, if it dropped 200 points every day for 6 months, the entire economy would be tanked because of that. And then they would know this is what we have to watch, right? And I was telling this guy, be a prepper, but at the same time, I told him I don't support violence. Problem is Chloe doesn't care to dish out violence, right? So I gotta check my balance in a minute, trying to get this work done because I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm tired. So, shall we get to the prepping articles? The articles using catastrophe and uh, apocalyptic and major mega disaster. They're using the big words, and they have a right to, because frankly, the big guns are coming out. I gotta actually check my balance soon. And I need to check on a few things. Last night really pissed me off. I'll tell you what happened. So I usually open up, right? My history, right? And it's like this is closed, that's closed, right? And to me it's kind of sad because you go to history, right? And it says history, right? And then you look down here and it tells you what I was looking for, right? But it's like I closed out things that I wanted to keep open, and then they're like, oh, well, it's not that bad a deal. So basically, this morning was pretty bad because, she's getting to the point where she doesn't care, making threats against other people's lives. Doesn't matter, and she's like, oh, I need my, can I have a beer? Fine, drink a beer. I'm going to get drunk today. You're going to get drunk today because of certain issues. I told her to take the phone, call the manager, but she just doesn't want to. I literally told her I'd call the manager for her if she wanted to. She's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Thing is, she's getting to the point where she's getting violent. She's literally afraid of losing her home, and so then, the whole crap storm happened. And then the officer asked me when it was last time Ebo was clean, cage was cleaned again. I was like, oh, it's Chloe's bunny, but she claims she's allergic to him, and, it's her job, He's like, So, anyways, I'll tell you the story, right? So, Chloe snaps this morning over the heater. Something stupid. She's like, "Ew, I need my heater. Need my heater, right? Need my heater, right?" And I'm sitting around, right? Not jokingly, of course, sitting around. And I'm like, and the officer said to me, "Well, why?" First officer was like, "Why did you turn the heater off?" Switch. Well, pulled this out. Chloe crumpled it up. This letter says yada yada. He was reading it completely, and he goes, "Oh my God, they have inspections. They literally have inspections." He was basically chuckling. He says, "Way to go to the management team, right?" He says the building will burn down eventually because there is no inspection. That was his exact words. But because they're following us, then I said, well, inspection's not good, right? And we were conversing about, right? We were, Chloe's making threats against my advocates, right? And he was like that, right? Well, the one guy comes out and he's like, "Well, you should allow the heat to be on." And I literally looked at him, right? His partner said something like, "Before we even disagree with Rita, what's the sit rep in the room, the floor?" He's like, "Oh, there's too much crap behind the heater." I think Rita did the right thing. Well, then why are you saying, we have to back up Rita? And he's like, what I mean is, yeah, he's like, it's terrible in there. I said, Chloe, he's like, does the person ever think about it? I'm like, no. Then the guy sitting there and he's making notes, again, like, food stamps being stolen. Does she even have any heart? No. She thinks food stamps are fine, and they're just like, so stealing food stamps, stealing debit cards, stealing this, stealing that. Rita's not allowed to leave. And I even made the joke. I don't get out much for 3 years. I'm not allowed to leave, but I'm a hermit. Yeah. And then I said, what I said, And we were conversing about the issues, of the day. But the thing is, I tried to diffuse it. They had to get involved to diffuse it. But Chloe, on the other hand, the officer said, "Look, this is not the way you do things." And Chloe's like, "Well, I'm going to get myself and take myself off the lease, right?" And then the officers and I were talking about it because I overheard, we both overheard, and I shook my head. I said, "No, that's a diffusing situation for you guys. She diffuses you, then she does her own thing. Then she makes hell." I said, "The reason I'm scared is I'm scared of what she's going to do to my advocates. I'm not scared for me. Well, I am scared for me the shoe thing today. I literally thought she was going to destroy something." And he's like, "We have it on good authority that she's braked a hole in the wall. So we have great authority she did this. And why are we sitting around doing something about it, right?" And I said, "Well, what do you recommend?" And he said, "We have to wait. I will contact your advocate," right? Well, you know how Chloe is. Chloe's like, "Yeah, they're going to evict me," and right? Oh, So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, do you really think this is going to happen to Chloe? No. Why? Because it's Chloe. Chloe will get out of it. And I told the officer, she thinks because she's untouchable. He says trannies think they're untouchable. Well, Chloe in the back, right? Chloe's sitting. I'll tell you the story from another point of view, right? Chloe's standing around, right? And she's literally going, "You need to investigate Coutney. You need to investigate this guy. They're corrupt," right? Going on and on and on. This officer and I'm sitting like this, and he's sitting maybe 8 feet away, right next to the bed, right? I'm going, and he's like, and I'm like, and he's like, and I said, "Can I get you a cup of coffee, sir?" No thanks, ma'am. I don't want to use the bathroom. It's hard to get my gear on. But you have been a great host. And Chloe's going on about wanting to leave. And I'm sitting there going, and he's like, I said, it won't happen. So what's Chloe doing? They leave. First thing she does is, I'm not talking to you. Fine. I need your fucking phone. Fine. I need, eventually you're going to be talking to Coutney, cow, moo cow. Well, with me, of course, I turn my phone off because I don't want to get involved on everything, because I'm busy right now trying to get this right. And, he's like, what's your number? Well, maybe I gave it to him wrong, but I don't care. Thing is I don't care. I don't want. The thing is I'm doing live, right? We're talking about prepping. You guys need to prep, okay? The thing is, I turned my phone off right now because I need to get this work done. I mean, literally, I can't stop my work because I have to get the accounting done. Unfortunately, one of my advocates, that's code named 29er Savoy, is out right now, busy, and I gave her and him and code 929er 6 Voy an update. I gave everyone. And I literally said the other problem is they're doxing people. I mean, literally, the officers literally like they're trying to get people hurt. I mean, that's the thing. And then goes online and says, "Oh, and then starts in um on other issues like calling Lori. I'm not going to give her last name from a government agency a pig, right? And then, you speak about this stuff, on prepping, and, it's like, and then it's like, I'm going to talk to the manager about my own place. Fine, get to it then. I mean, literally, getting drunk ain't going to solve anything anyways, is it? I mean, literally, all I want is to be left alone, to game, to take a bath. I mean, literally, I live in a pigsty. I mean, you know what the officer said? He said, so you only had a steak last night. Yeah. Chloe fried up hamburgers and fried up this, fried up that, and doesn't want to clean. I said, no, I could live on ramen for a month. He said, you'd probably be dead too because of it. But I said, Chloe doesn't want to do it. He's making notes like, Chloe, literally is, I said the state would offer her help, but she's not willing to cut a check to the state for X amount of money for her, her expenses for a helper. So I'm telling you, Chloe's like, "Ooh, I'll help you out," because I'm almost out of money. That I'm out of money because my account is being drained because someone doesn't want to tap into their money. I told the officer this. I said, I got a list right here of stuff I got to buy, and he says, "What do you got to get? Hot dog buns, milk. Got to have plenty of milk." And he says, "Well, your advocate probably help you with that." I'm not asking for a handout because it doesn't work that way. I don't want a handout. I'd rather starve than ask for a handout because, frankly, that's not me. My point is, he's like, "Oh, well, thing is I need a few items. I got 2 packs of hot dogs, right? I got to get 3 packs of buns or 2 packs of buns. I need paper towels and milk and dog food. That's it for this week, right?" And yet, who's paying the bill? I am, because I don't have any more money because I spent my money. I'm going to spend mine on booze, cigarettes, and a hot bar. And the officer was like, the hot bar is not that tasty. But my point is he and I were talking about Chloe stealing, and he's making a note of it. I mean, literally, she can't make $1,100 last a month, and she's got it run out. There's a problem. Did these get cleared is my question. So apparently all my expenses finally cleared. January 17th, they all cleared it. So 2 days, nothing's been used. But Chloe's like, I need cigarette, I need this. Okay, well, Point being is the point being is we are all worried. You know. Uh, so I'm waiting for my friend to get back to me, but I'll get a message. But yeah, in the meantime, why don't we just do this? You'll see me do an unedited version where I use the toilet and I do the videos here and we talk about prepping, the thing is there's a problem coming down the pipe, right? So Chloe is literally getting very violent, literally violent. The officer was like, "Oh, well, it's just a shoe." Yeah, but what if it hit me? He said, then we arrest her for assault from a deadly shoe. The thing is it ain't a joke when she's getting violent. So, I mean, literally. And he realizes that. But the thing is I'm protecting Courtney. Chloe's literally going to do it. He's like, that's where we come in. Really? You think? Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something, people. All right? I want to tell you something. I diversify, right? I diversify. Right? So I was telling the officer, okay, hypothetical. Oops. Whoops. I'm not with it. Okay. I was telling the officer, okay. He says, that's where we come in, right? He's like, that's where we come in, Rita. We protect, right? I like talking and solving problems. Really? Problem is, you can't solve problems when someone like Chloe doesn't want the problems. You put a restraining order against Chloe's going to target every mother effer from here to this side of the Mississippi. And he says, "Do you think so?" I said, "Yeah, I know so." He's like, "How do you know?" My family left Oregon because that was Pecker Wood. Literally left from Oregon. I'm sitting in, right? My family is getting to the point where they're getting tired of being called a hilljack. 20 items from your favorite sellers this week. Do you want to buy any? Nope, nope, nope. Like, I really want to buy thongs or slinky underwear. I hate when they do this. They email you and they're like, "Do you want this? This works well. What the hell is this?" Well, I don't get it. They're always selling some type of junk, Economy's taking real nosedive. Okay. So, so I said to them what I've said to them, right? And the officer and I talked, and when the diverse, I said she's borderline. She literally was literally using the Reagan's truth thing, right? The Reagan's truth. I know Truth Door's probably sitting there going, "You got to be kidding me!" No, she literally was inventing and everything, right? The officer, when he was leaving, said, "Apparently, she's using the internet against you without you knowing." Like, Truth Reagan, something like that. And I'm like, so she's literally the one behind it. And yeah, so what's happening is that, now we know, and it's not good. And then she's literally sitting there screaming and yelling, and I said, "Look," I told the officer, "all I want is to be left the fuck alone." And he said, "We're all entitled to peace." I said, "I don't get peace. I get fucking yelled and screamed at. If I want a 6-hour movie, it's, what is this crap? You know. And then it was interesting, because I enjoyed it, because it was just so fun, and it was fun. And to me, it was there we go. Oh, so I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I think, yeah. And we'll continue working down the pipe here. But Chloe, of course, like I said, was angry and violent. And the news is getting worse, They're literally like prepare for a nuclear catastrophe type stock market crunch. They're talking about this could basically cripple our economy for years to come, a Great Depression. And, they're doing this to reset the economy is what they're doing, and, hey, what's up, bum bum, boom boom? I mean, look, they asked me, the sheriff asked me where I can go. I'm not leaving my house. I need my house. Well, the problem is Chloe can leave. I mean, literally, Chloe is literally getting drunk right now. Literally getting drunk. I mean, literally, she's got to get drunk because she's so depressed, that the whatchamacallits, And to me, it's like, so be it. And then Chloe, this was Chloe. Chloe's like, oh, hey, you're your advocate and don't fuck with me and that, right? Well, she's drunk. So let her be drunk. I, on the other hand, okay, so there's nothing new. So, I told them to email me. I should have, yeah, and that's the thing. I answer email better, but at the same time, my phone keeps being pinched, so to me, it was like, but yeah, I mean, can you believe that? Literally, she's like, I even told them, I mean, they're literally like, something has to shake. Son of a bitch. So, anyways, where was I? So basically, I'll talk to my friends soon, anyways. But I'm getting the spreadsheets on. The economy is tanking. It's only noon in East Coast, and yet everyone's worried about the stock market, right? I, on the other hand, am standing around, right? I'm trying to work. I'm trying to do things, and yet, I asked Chloe, if you're going to get smokes on your dime, can you at least pick up? I'm going to get beer too. Fine. You want to get beer? I'll put that beer down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Chloe wants beer. Extra so. You see? Six. We'll make sure, she's going out. So, anyways, I got this notice, it's like, I'm getting tired of emails, because nothing's coming in properly. Yeah, some Costco. Yeah, see? Bicycle killed. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, we're talking about, so they're all worried about what's going to happen in the future, Oh, Chloe messages me, right? She says, "Can I have a beer? What you want, when you want, how you want. I don't care, right? None of my business, right?" But this fucking son of a bitch would let me fucking see. Sometimes you just gotta fucking work it. Anyways, I got frustrated this morning. The internet was like wonky as hell. So all these people, right, they're turning around, and they're like, well, you got to do this and you got to do that, right? All I want is to be left alone, right? Chloe's like, I'm going to my room. I'm not talking to you. Fine, but then she starts chatting, right? And I'm like, can I get my work done, right? That's all I want to do is anyways get my work done. But apparently I'm not allowed to get my work done. And then, I get yelled and screamed at over something stupid like, that game's dumb. That game's dumb. This game's done. Why are you playing that game? That game is dumb. That game is done. That game is done. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? It's like, you got a chronic complainer. Yet, I like to diversify, You guys come to me and you say, hey, Rita, what's going on with this? What's going on with that, right? And I say, hey, guys, nothing, I'm working, right? Fortunately, I got a lot of spreadsheets to do. That's the thing, spreadsheets. I do spreadsheets. I keep my mind occupied. I do gaming. I keep my mind busy. Fortunately, as you know, Chloe is getting worse. I'm not going to, So I said, to my friends, that you got to protect the people. And he's like, that's where we come in. It doesn't make me feel good or safe when someone can lose their job or, Chloe can do some. I've seen Chloe do things that you would make her head spin. Mm-hmm. Uh, So, anyways, the officer knew my blood pressure was hell, and I said, "Oh, I'd get it calmed down from talking to my friend, but my friend's not answering right now, and they're busy, and they got things to do, but they're gonna be curious a little later, what happened, I mean, literally, literally throws a fit over the heater, right? The temperature is 33 degrees. Okay, we've let in cold air, so our temperature dropped from 95 to about 46 right now inside. 46. Yeah, Chloe's like, it's too cold. If you clean the fucking shit up in the room instead of fucking jacking off. And I told the officer, listen, fucking claiming mental illness. He's like, are we sure Chloe ain't fucking faking it? Screaming out, you touch me, I'm gonna sue you because Antifa's gonna come after you. I'm gonna sue you because you can't touch me. I'm a special woman. I'm trans. I mean, it's like they really are trying to find a way to make a few quick bucks, but no one knows what's going through their mind. Me and others have tried to crack it, no luck. And you don't know, you want to go through that dark brain of yours. Have you ever seen that thing? Have you ever seen that movie? Being John Malkovich. I mean, literally, that was pretty funny, to a point. I mean, literally, I thought it was funny, being John Malkovich. And yet, same time, you got to ask yourself, you know, what is your level? How much can you take? I told the guy I've been taking this for 6 years, and the son of a bitch, keeps now making threats against you know, uh, my advocate. I'm scared for my advocate. I mean, literally, my Chloe has been. I mean, my family once said that Chloe, Chloe, and it said something like Chloe's not dangerous, right? But then Chloe goes to use the telephone as a weapon, and all of a sudden, Chloe's dangerous. And that you and I and everyone else around. And then, I told the people when I did. The officer asked me if I deleted the video where Chloe doxed someone. I said, yeah. Literally. And then I asked him out in here. I said, what was he screaming at? If I touch her, I'll be sued because, she's got rights. And I think they all have rights until they break the law, and then no one wants to take care of that. He's like, you haven't. You came out in your robe and then asked me specifically if I could come to your home because it's too cold. And then, and then he looked at me, right? He looks at me and he says to me, right? He says to me, he says, Chloe storms in here. Chloe looks at me and he says, what is she doing? She's trying to learn what we're talking about because she's afraid of jail. He said if she doesn't start fucking behaving, she will go to jail. She can't keep making idle threats. But the threats were mostly, calling Antifa. She says she wants, if he's, he says that is more of a threat than anything. I mean, she's part of it. And then, it was like, I just want to be left the fuck alone. Is what I told him. I got work to do. I can't just sit fucking cater to someone who's idle, flabber, chattering all day, And then finally, I'm not talking to you. Fine. Can you email the manager? Fine. Can you talk to your advocate? Fine. Can you talk to this person? Fine. Can you talk to that person? Fine. My list is long on emails today, literally. But I also know that I'm going to have to, tell you that when it comes to prepping, you guys need to keep prepping. But, I know Mama Fanny, she's like, oh, you dwell on this. No, I don't. The thing is it was a trigger this morning. I told the officer, people know that the polar bear is being poked. I mean, really, she's poking him. And then how would you guys, Teldor and Pee Wee and Fanny and Higgins and Zoe and my team, my students, how would you feel if the shoe was thrown? Instead of hitting the door, it hits my filing cabinet. She says, oh, I hit the filing. The officer said, well, it was a filing. Yeah. Well, what if it was the TV or what it was something that broke? What if it went through the window? Well, I said, this aggression has to stop. It has to literally stop. I'm going to use the toilet, so I'll be right back. Give me a couple seconds. It literally has to stop. That's the point I was trying to make, is it has to stop. It has to stop, literally. Okay, peeps. Sorry about that. I used the toilet, like I said, had to come out. But um, okay, so I've used the toilet, like I said, but like I said, also it's getting to the point where she wants to drink. Let her drink. I won't. I'm not gonna make myself look like an ass. I have other things to do. So so Anywho, I just used the toilet. So, anyways, I got work to do today. Like I said, so I was like happy to empty myself. It was a pretty damn good feeling. Last night's lunch, I was hoping to do fried potatoes and onions. If I do hot dogs tonight, I need hot dog buns. You know, thing is there's too much going down the list, and it's scary. I mean, literally, you know. So I'm just like working on these spreadsheets. When I don't get done today, I get done tomorrow. I do want a game too. I need to concentrate on my game too, Those damn roaster pans are getting out of hand too, you know. I mean, I can't believe I literally tripped on one and my phone goes. And then Higgins emails me and says, "Oh, you should be able to watch a YouTube video or two and take your phone apart and put a new screen on it." I don't want to take my phone apart and put a new screen on it. I'm too damn lazy. That's the thing. I'd rather spend the money to buy a new one, And that's the whole point of my argument. What's your tips? Should I take my planner with me next month to wherever I'm staying? It's your planner. I bought it for you. Okay, I'll take it. I'm not wanting your planner back. It says Chloe on it. Yeah, I'm going to take it with me. I'm trying to get these ones done, everyone, so I can unwind, and relax and be happy and then go to my game. Spreadsheets, like doing video, I do spreadsheets. Well, yeah, it helps me out immensely. Well, you don't like my way of doing things? Look, you can do whatever you want. You can get your tips soon. Hopefully you'll be done by the time I get back. Oh, I'll be done before then. I'm on V's. And then I'll work on it tomorrow, too. And then Saturday's editions. My motto. What I don't get done today, I get done tomorrow. Yes. Because I'm just, I'm going to do potatoes and onions tonight for dinner. On something else. That's fine. I'll do hot dogs, too. I just need buns. You got hot dogs. You have some buns for your hot dogs. I already put that on the shopping list this week. That milk. Remember, needed milk? Yes, you need milk. You also said you wanted to get cigarettes. I put that on the list. And you wanted beer. So I put that on the list. I think I covered everything on the shopping list this week. why I turned it on. I just left it off, And as you all can see, people, I've been trying to get this done, Hmm? Said you were thinking for once?
And right now I'm just
Want a beer?
I like a small pinch, but you're not going to offer it, so.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a small pinch on the condition that you don't dump it in the bathroom sink. It will clog it up. The manager will fucking bring me a new asshole again.
Put in the toilet. The toilet's big enough. The toilet's big enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I chugged half a can, right? I'm drunk. Get it all into once. Maybe I'm better off drunk, right? Mm.
Damn. Hi, baby. How are you?
Yeah, I'm a dog.
You must have mooched 3 treats when Zach was here today. He actually thought your dance was cute. Said he's never seen a dog do that before, doing this, going. The other guy, I don't know who the other guy is, Beard Man. Well, interesting. It was just, but I want to get, I'm on Z or X's, so I'll be done soon with the spreadsheets for today. Then I'll go to my game.
Isn't the sheriff election like every 2 years or every year?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years?
Yeah.
They have a history of who was the head deputy since the town was founded. They have a history in their office.
Let's see. They finally updated the newspaper, so.
Jefferson County had a sheriff who was in office for over 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He died about 5 years ago or so. He actually died. He was still the head sheriff too when he died. He was up there in age. He died. He died of a heart. He died of a stroke.
Mm.
Or a heart attack or something. He had a heart attack and died. Apparently, he was always at the fair every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he always went to the high school football games for our high school because he lived in the area, right? He lived in our school district, so yeah, so we saw him at the high school football games.
Well, that's Zach. So apparently he's got an accident and a welfare check, people. But they want the close call and the welfare check because they want the channel closed for the welfare checks, what he said. Won't you just love when they do that, people? The reason I'm looking up the news on the sheriff's blog is Chloe and I have been, you know. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Responded to a request to assist at Compass Health in taking a mentally ill person into custody. Person fled prior to the deputy's arrival, but was located short distance later, causing a disturbance. Person was taken to the hospital for evaluation. Then the next day, same guy was picked up the next day. Anyways, I'm just trying to see the rest. That's it. So they had 147 calls. They finally updated it yesterday. So, and what's interesting, my friends, is, it was an interesting morning, I tell you. So, got to check on what's left on the spreadsheets. So I got 2 to do left, and then I'm, out for the day, so I can actually go play my game and be happy. I think it's cool, You guys are cool people, you know that. So, we are done with the next one. So we got one left to do, peeps. Now I'll count the number up for tomorrow and Saturday. I should be done by Saturday. Just remember the banking thing is pretty big right now, peeps. Oh, and the big news of the day is Alex Baldwin was charged in the Rush shooting, supposedly, So he was charged.
What shooting?
Apparently on a movie set, someone died, and they're blaming the actors for it. It was, currently, just to let you know, as of right now, the stock market went down 270 points, and it hasn't hit closing, so it's going down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's all gravy, I think.
Instead of charging Alec Baldwin for murder.
Manslaughter. Even though he didn't have the hand on the trigger or something, the gun was loaded or a blank killed someone or something. Anyway, look at it. They're charging like half the crew, the armor smith, and a few other things. People are just all in an uproar and a panic about that. It's like, well, they want to make a statement, I guess. So, that was big news as well today. And a lot of people are like, wow, So, See, I just love how they close off the channel, right? I even begged the officer, the guy that came today, he was the second in command, so he was just like, nope, we're not going to go digital yet. I think it's good, but he was surprised I had one. I said, "Oh, I'll turn it down." But I wanted to hear what he had to say when he's like radioing his buddy when Chloe next door to Chloe. It's like, why don't you just knock on Chloe's door? No, that's all right. I don't want to get involved. Why? You didn't think you were a cutie patootie, though. He said you're too big for being a Shih Tzu.
Because I'm not a Shih Tzu.
He said you might be a Havanese.
I'm a Lhasa.
Are losses that big?
Yes, they are.
What's up, little doggy? I was shopping at Walmart, right? I got to tell you guys a joke, right? Remember the argument I said yesterday, keep prepping, right? Well, there's this brand that Chloe buys from time to time called Hills, right? They make some great bacon. They're in Oregon. And they got these things called old-fashioned frankfurters, right? Frankfurters means hot dogs, right? Or old-fashioned sausages and a bun, right? So I was browsing Walmart yesterday with the guys, and I came across Hills, and they had one. It was called Old Fashioned Doggies. It said doggies, and I was thinking, yeah, my doggy is. We want to, you want a doggy? I definitely want a doggy. See, I'm trying to be funny here, people. It was just funny. Mom, you already got enough. Yeah, so it was just the funniest thing in the world, Do you want a doggy? A doggy? You want a doggy? No. He's looking at me like, you know what I want? Look, when Zach was here, Moppy, you got 3. How much more do you want? Hmm? It's funny. He listens to Chloe, but Chloe's not giving him any command orders.
Moppy? You won't listen.
That's because he's sitting there doing his, you know what I want,
He
you
does
know
what
what
he
I
wants to
need,
do.
you know what I want, you know what I need, you know what I see. I'm basically trying to, okay, so spreadsheets we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The 20 spreadsheet plus 3. Oh no, yeah, plus 3 is 23 to go for this week. All right, we're good. Now we are completely done for today. I will mark that on my thing. And that just leaves me to handle the rest of the other business in hand. And there we go. I just love this. All right, so let's write the stuff down that needs to be written down. All right. All right, so Saturday is the food bank, people. Food bank, food bank, food bank, food bank, food bank. So, for the rest of you, you guys need to keep on prepping, and I will keep the news flowing today off and on. So, if I do any more spreadsheets, I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, I got to get ready to game for a couple hours. The what do you call it? So I will be gaming until, whatever. So I will keep you guys informed. Hopefully we have no more trouble today. I just want to be left alone, and I got to get work done. And, I will tell you more later. All right. And because I diversify my channel, I'll tell you more later when things are a lot with cooler heads prevailing. So you guys need to realize, I should check my thing if there's any comments. Teldor. So the Doom Loop's coming up soon. So I better get prepared. Did I actually plug my controller in, or is it charging? Yes, it is. Controller's charged. So I will keep you guys informed on the spreadsheets. There's, 23 I said. So should be more done tomorrow and more done on Saturday. In the meantime, I just want to be left alone. Oh, and before I go, let's go over a couple of items. Yeah. So, I'm checking this. Okay. Radio. Coolio. Nonka. Awesome sauciest. Radio. We are good to go. So, see, it took me a minute. And the internet is now stable. That's another thing I will complain about for a minute. I was censored this morning, I was censored because of issues. You see, I was talking about the stock market crashing. It's on its way to crashing now. And YouTube and the internet company was screwing my router up. Which was pretty stupid in my opinion. That email came in from a dumb company. So my USPS says it's in Seattle, so my package should be delivered tomorrow, which I will do a review on that. Yesterday we got mail. What did we get yesterday? Oh, okay, Trout's Unlimited. Yeah, I don't need to worry about it. Leave it in the box. It says moving through the network. So currently my package went from Corona, California to Anaheim, California to Los Angeles, California to Seattle, and now it's coming up here. So before I even check the door, I'm checking the camera because I don't want to see anything stuck to the door even right now. And then their management, they're basically nosy Parkers anyways. Literally, the sheriff said to me he heard rumors the same thing about them being nuts, but still. So apparently there is internet connections. I really don't want to fucking open the damn thing up, but I guess I have no choice. Should I did. Well, I'm almost done. Okay, people, I gotta get going, so I will be back. When I'm done with my, I'll get back on after I talk to some people and phone calls and stuff like that, emails and stuff like that. So today is an email, phone call, and spreadsheet day. And then who knows tomorrow. So with that said, everyone, keep looking up. I just can't believe, I like when she goes to a room anyways because it's silence. And now it's game time for a while. So please, 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 please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like, subscribe button. Show some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, the thumbs up button, the subscribe button. Show some fun for your family, including your dogs, cats, bunnies, service dogs, service bunnies. And I will keep you all posted and keep on prepping. You will get a better video after a while. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.